Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my first ever Q&A video. I do like making videos about like fashion and beauty and all that good stuff, but sometimes I like to get a little bit more personal, which I guess is why I like tag videos as well. So yeah, I've never done a Q&A before, so I thought it would be pretty cool. I asked you guys on Instagram to let me know, like in the comments, anything that you guys wanted to know. So I'm going to be answering those questions now. And it turns out that actually like 99% of the questions are actually about blogging. So I feel like this is going to be a Q&A focused on that. And then there were like a few little random questions. So yeah, let's get started. So the picture that I actually posted on Instagram when I let you guys know that I was doing this video was actually a picture of my desk, and it had this on it. And so a few of the questions were asking about this actually. Someone asked if I was featured on a magazine, and someone else actually asked if it was a magazine cover. I was featured in the magazine. It's a Brazilian magazine called Capricho. It's basically the biggest like Brazilian teen magazine. I loved it when I was younger and I lived in Brazil. So I thought that that was really cool that I actually got to be featured on it. They have this thing where they do like the blog of the week, and they emailed me one day and just said like, hey, we wanted to let you know that this week we're featuring you. It was like a complete surprise. And yeah, it was just really, really cool. Unfortunately, it's not actually like a physical magazine anymore. Now it's all digital, I guess because people weren't really buying magazines anymore, which is kind of sad. But yeah, so this isn't like their digital magazine. I have been featured on their magazine before when it was like an actual magazine, but those were just like tiny little features. This is the first one that was like all about me. There were like 3 more pages to this, I think. So yeah, so that was really, really cool. It's probably one of the coolest things that has happened ever since I started blogging, which is why I decided to print this out and just like keep it on my desk as a little reminder. So the next question is, where do you want to move next? I have been saying this for a long, long time, but I would love to move to California. Ever since I was younger, I used to say that I was going to live in California, and I had never been there. So I don't know why I always like loved it so much. I guess from what I saw, like maybe in like movies and TV shows and things like that. So yeah, that's somewhere I've always wanted to live. And then last Christmas, I actually went there for the first time. I know it's crazy because I've lived in the US almost my whole life. I did live a little bit in Brazil when I was a teenager. But basically, I've lived here my whole life. And I had never been to California. So I finally got to go there, and I definitely fell in love with it even more. It's everything I pictured it to be, and even better, actually. So that's definitely somewhere that I would love to live. I really hope that one day I can move there because I'm just not made for this cold weather. Like, even though I was born in New York, yeah, it's just not for me. So the next question is, why did you start blogging? So I feel like I've always been like super into the whole like online world. I used to be obsessed with MySpace like in my high school days, and yeah, I've just been really into it. And ever since I can remember, I always loved sharing things online. Like I would always like take pictures of my outfits and things that I bought, and like if I would find like an awesome deal, then I would share that as well. So I feel like that's just always kind of been a part of me. So when Instagram came along, I fell in love with it. I started posting a lot on there. I started to kind of build a following, and I just always used to share tips and things that I was buying, and my outfits as well. And then one day my sister was just like, why don't you just create a blog? And I had been kind of thinking of doing it, but I guess I just felt like that maybe I wouldn't be good at it. I don't know. I just didn't have, I guess, the courage. But when she said that, it just kind of made me like really want to at least try it. So I decided to create it. I started posting some outfits, and then I just fell in love with it more and more. And yeah, I kind of just like stumbled upon this kind of by accident. I never started thinking of it being like my job. It was just a hobby. But yeah, everything worked out, and I'm really glad that I did start my blog. So the next one is, where do you see yourself in 5 years, and what would make you give up blogging? Okay, so to answer the first one, where do I see myself in 5 years? I feel like that's so hard just because life never really goes how you expect it to or how you plan it to. Like, you can't really plan life. If I was asked this 5 years ago, I definitely wouldn't think I would be where I am now. So it's kind of hard, but if I were to say where I would like to be, I think I would still like to be doing what I'm doing now, just obviously more successful, because we always want to like keep growing, and maybe be married. And yeah, just hopefully in California. That's where I hope I'll be in 5 years. That would be amazing. But yeah, that's kind of a hard one. And then the second part of the question was, what would make you give up blogging? Like I said, I do really enjoy blogging. There have been times where, not that I've wanted to stop, but I felt a little discouraged, I guess. And that can happen sometimes when I feel like I'm putting in a lot of effort, a lot of time and hard work, and I just don't see it growing that much. And that can be a little discouraging, but at the end of the day, I do it because I enjoy it. So I would only stop if I stopped enjoying it. Other than that, I don't think I'll ever stop blogging. Although I do have to say that I actually enjoy making videos a lot more than I enjoy like making outfit posts and things like that. So I guess if like my YouTube channel ever got like bigger, maybe I would focus more just on videos, but I would never delete my blog. I would still always have it for whenever I did want to share pictures, you know, or write something. I don't know, I think it's cool like to be able to just write sometimes, because I'm the kind of person that I feel like I can express myself better when I'm writing. So I don't know, I think it's like a cool little place to always have. So I don't think that will be going anywhere, but I do enjoy making videos a lot. The next question is, who is your favorite blogger to look up to? So I know it's kind of weird because I'm a blogger, but I actually don't really read blogs. I don't know why, but I just never have. I love watching YouTube videos, but I just don't really have the patience to read blogs. So I don't know if I have any bloggers that I look up to. I do really like Chiara. Not really sure how to say her name. She's Italian. She's huge, so you probably know who it is. I really respect her for what she's been able to like accomplish, and I do think her style is really cool. I don't really keep up with her, or anyone for that matter, like to serve as like an inspiration or anything like that, but I do think she's really awesome, and yeah, so I guess I'll just say her. So the next question is, who are your fashion icons? So that's another one that's like a little bit hard, just because there's no one really that I totally look up to that I'm like, yes, like everything they wear is awesome and they inspire me. I just kind of like see things I like kind of everywhere and just kind of mix it all together. But I think if I had to think of someone, or two people in this case, that throughout most of my life I have admired them and thought that their style was pretty cool, it would have to be Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. I just think that they always just look really cool, even though sometimes I might not like personally like a specific like clothing item that they're wearing or whatever. I just feel like they can always work it. They always just pull it off, and yeah, they just look freaking awesome. The next question is, what part of blogging is your most and least favorite? That is a really good question. So I think I'll start with my favorite parts of blogging. I think one of the things would have to be, I love that there's like people that I can share things with. My whole life I've been pretty shy. I'm an introvert, and I have made friends along the way, but it's not as easy for me. And because of that, there aren't always a lot of people around for me to share things with and just talk about stuff with, especially because a lot of my friends don't actually have the same interest as me. So I think online it's cool because you end up attracting people that are very similar to you, that like the same things as you. So I think that's really cool because I get to share stuff, and sometimes people will share things with me that they think I'll like. And yeah, I just think it's a really nice little like community. It's kind of like having a bunch of friends, which is awesome. And then for my least favorite, let me see. I think my least favorite part might just be how other people see blogging. I feel like a lot of people don't like take it seriously and don't really respect bloggers, and that can be really frustrating. People think we don't have to do that much, and they have no idea all the work that goes into it. Especially like if it's hard for me, I can't even imagine what it's like for really big bloggers. I feel like that just adds so much more stress and things to do. Obviously, eventually you could get people to help you if you're on that level, but it is a lot, like all the emails, all the editing, everything. It takes up a lot of time. And yeah, a lot of people just don't see it. So they think it's super easy and that you don't have like a real job. So that can be a bit frustrating. But at the end of the day, I know what I have to do. And as long as I'm happy doing it, that's all that matters. But yeah, it can be a little bit annoying. The next question I basically already answered. It's how did you get into blogging? Like I said, my sister just mentioned that I should. I decided to try it out. I did everything on my own. I just like basically Googled everything. I found out how to make the website, all of that. I literally had no one to like give me any tips or like help me. So I basically just figured it out as I went. And yeah, because of that, a lot of things didn't work out too well, but it was all a learning process. And yeah, I think it's pretty awesome that I was able to figure things out on my own. And then the last question is, what's your favorite place you've ever visited? I think I'm just gonna have to be super boring and just say California. I just love it so much and I don't know why. I think I do know why actually. I feel like it's kind of a mixture of all of the places that I've been and love. Outside of the US, I haven't really been to that many places. I've been to Brazil, I've been to England, and I've been to Puerto Rico. And I feel like California has like that warmth that like Puerto Rico and Brazil have. And it actually really reminds me of where I lived for a bit in Brazil because it had like a lot of mountains there, and I feel like California also has like a lot of mountains. So when I was like driving on like the roads and I would see like the mountains, that really reminded me of Brazil. So I don't know, I really like that. But then I feel like it kind of has everything that New York has. Like it has all of like the same stores and all like the restaurants and just things to do all the time, which I think is really cool. So that's why I feel like it's the perfect place, because it's basically like a warm New York. But yeah, so I don't know, that's so far it's my favorite place. There's still a lot I haven't seen, so that might change, but for now I'll have to go with California. So those are all the questions. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I realized I didn't really give you guys here on YouTube a chance to ask me anything because I only announced it on Instagram, and maybe you don't follow me on there, or maybe you don't even have an Instagram account. So if you do have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, because I'm sure I'll film another Q&A in the future, and then I'll come back to this video to see the questions that you guys have. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!